Thought I'll try it out, give it a go. And yeah, it's unboxing to the new Rmalti GMT. This actually arrived yesterday, and I wanted to get it out on YouTube, obviously. So who's on live? I don't think I can message back, but I can answer your messages as you kind of call them. So bear with me. Yeah, I don't see no messages. So who's online? Anybody online? Okay, so this is the Rmalti. As I said, we're waiting for the GMT version, and it just arrived. Tony, my man, how you doing, mate? I can see the message. I can see everything working. So as I said, bear with me, everyone. First time doing the live, so let's see how it goes down. So Rmalti, yes, as you know, they're creating a bit of a hype on AliExpress. They are literally everywhere. Yeah, man. Another Friday, you know that. Just got back from work not long ago. So yeah, Rmalti are the new ones on the scene. Not too long ago, it was someone like Seastern, but Rmalti have just literally come out of the absolute blue and just started releasing watch after watch after watch. You guys saw the new releases that they did, 6 new releases. That video I released, just loads, loads, loads. Rio, I would flip the camera, but the watch is here, bruv. So no point seeing my face. You want to see the watch, right? So here is the Rmalti. So let's open the box, and I believe it is quarter two, so it is 16:45. So we're ready to go. So thanks everybody who's here. Who's that? George, how you doing, George? You okay, mate? I'll try and keep an eye on the phone while I'm doing this, so I can answer any questions. You mean vertical versus horizontal? Guys, I've got it horizontal, you know. So I don't know what you guys are seeing. Hopefully you're seeing it in a landscape point of view. But yeah, so this is the Rmalti, and just arrived. I ordered this, in fact, the day it got released, so I think about 8 days ago. And it was, yes, FedEx delivery, and therefore it was a lot quicker. I think had it been your normal free AliExpress delivery, it would have taken much longer. So let's get these stickers off. And I think this unboxing shouldn't be too long, nor should the review be that long, because it's exactly the same as the MM200 that I reviewed not long ago. So exactly the same, but you just have the GMT functionality, of course, using the Seiko NH34 GMT movement. Okay, Rio, I don't know, mate. I don't know what's going on, bro. So I've got my phone in landscape. Does anybody else have the same problem? Because I'm seeing mine just like that. It's in portrait view. How the hell do I fix that? No. Where's that? No, these are filters. You know what, guys? I think this is the way it may be, unless someone knows how to change it. But anyway, here we go. Like I said, first time doing the live, it's going to be quite amateurish. Wrong way round. Yeah, it's probably a YouTube thing. Right. Oh, too much zoom. Yeah, the resolution on this YouTube live isn't that good, is it? So that's a bit crap, in all honesty. What a rubbish camera for YouTube. Yeah, but it's not focusing. Yeah, bit disappointing this, any this whole live business. Thought I'd save some time. But yeah, anyway, here's the watch, of course, the Rmalti. Using a phone, Tony, using a phone. This is the phone that I used to record. It's a Galaxy, what do you call it? Galaxy, I think, Note 20 or something like that. And normally on for the videos that I do, it's good. But just here, I think it's the YouTube software, it's not really letting it focus. Come on. So that's a bit shite. Yeah. So hang on a minute, people. Hang on a minute. Let me see something. Let me see something, guys. Let me see something while we're here. Um, yeah, it's telling me to keep the device in a certain way. Yeah, so in terms of the Seiko NH34, I think this is the first brand officially to come out with it. But having said that, a few people did let me know Tandorio have also came out with the NH34. And yeah, so Pagani Design, that's a good point, Tony. Yeah, Pagani Design. So I put a post out on the community post that Pagani Design, 3 weeks ago, I found out possibly, but they hadn't made it yet. And then I put a post out saying that they're going to come out with the new NH34 as well. And as I said in the Rmalti video, Seiko releasing these models, these movements to all these micro brands, etc. Is they're creating monsters because everyone's started using them. They're gonna have great specs, great looks, and just look at what Rmalti have done. You've got a MM200. I think it's homaging the SNBR series, so it's a high-end spring drive versions of the MM200. And yeah, they put a GMT in it, and it looks fantastic. As I said, it's the same build quality, exactly same watch as the MM200 that I reviewed not too long ago with that Aventuring dial. And the only thing they've done, they've give it a Batman visual. You can see the bezel. It's a 24-hour marked bezel. However, it is unidirectional. And then you've got this sort of gradient dial, black and blue. And then, of course, nice applied hour markers, polished frames. It's actually pointless going into details with everyone. I do apologize. This YouTube live, I mean, there's no focus. It's blurry. Let me know if you guys can see it clear because I can't see it clear at all. But yeah, and you've got your candlestick style hands. And an interesting note on this, since they actually came out with this, I just checked this morning, they've got another variant of this. It's got sharper hands. It's also got a curved, I think, sapphire or ceramic bezel insert. So I'll link all that stuff within the description. And it's interesting to know all these variants are coming out with. As I said at the start of this, unboxing, that they're smashing it. A new model every 2 days. So they've definitely got very deep pockets. So in terms of the watch quality, let's give you the bezel rotation. So it's very smooth. As I said about this MM200 version, I've had this on for a few days now. It's not very tactile as you kind of normally see it on some bezels, but it is very smooth. It seems very refined. And I like that. I don't mind the trade-off with not getting that much feedback from it, but at least it's smooth. It does line up perfectly well. And obviously the difference with this, being the GMT model, you've got the numerals around the actual dial, and then you've got a chapter ring, which doesn't have any markings on it, just your normal markings. But as I said, the GMT stuff you'll find on the actual dial. The red hand for the GMT, as you can see. Now, I didn't know anything about GMT watches. I've said it on a previous question and answer session. I don't find them useful because I don't go anywhere. But for those that do use GMT watches, it's worth noting you've got two types of GMT, and you've got a true GMT, and you've got one of these, what do they call them, office or caller GMTs. And I did a quick bit of research yesterday, and the main difference is between the two. So your caller or office GMT applies to somebody that needs to basically follow a time zone. So I think in the name office, so if you're talking to, I don't know, colleagues abroad on different geographical locations, then it might be handy having one of these where you can just follow the time zone. Whereas a true GMT, if you're in that travel, so if you're traveling from country to country, then it is quite useful because, you've got up to 3 time zones that you can track if you do have a bidirectional bezel. Now, on that note, I think the most useful information I can give you in this unboxing is Rmalti is changing their name. So that's good for everyone to know. And they're not changing to nothing fantastic. They're actually sticking to Rmalti, but they're inserting an I. So it will be called Rmalti, not just Rmalti. And I think like you guys said, you know what, it just needs a syllable. And, it doesn't make sense for them to totally rebrand because they've got hella variants out there. It'll be very pricey for them to just scrap everything, and it'll lead to a lot of confusion. So I don't know what model is the cutoff point where they will start coming out with Rmalti rather than Rmalti. Yeah, name is a bit silly, but I got over names a long time ago. If you remember 2 years ago, yeah, over 2 years ago, when it come to AliExpress names, it was enough for them for a name to put me off reviewing a watch. But once you get past it, if you got File Leader, you had I don't know, all sorts of different names, right? Nothing comes to mind right now. You've got to kind of get over it, otherwise you're just not going to end up reviewing. So it's not a massive turn off as it was before, because you got to look at the build. But I get it, a name is a deal breaker for a lot of people. But as a reviewer, I've got to kind of look past that, still show you guys, because a lot of people still will like it, and they also do a steroid version, yeah. And with AliExpress, the amount of dials out there, you can always mod the watch if you wanted to, if you're kind of okay with modding watches. So yeah, so the Seiko NH34, in the full review, I'll put this on the timer graph to see what it's running like. But basically the function, let's have a look at the function. The GMT hand is the one that moves. So one click, actually, let me get this, change the date first. Don't want to mess up the movement. So yeah, one click, if you rotate down, you can change the date, as you guys know. And if you turn it upwards, and then you've got like a jumping GMT hand, which goes from hour to hour. 2 clicks, and you can set the time. So, we know the China stuff, DG2855, the Pearl movement already had that version, but they're not as reliable, as well made as the Seiko movements. So definitely have this over the Seiko movement. Also the hands out 6460 movement, it's more or less the same thing, that's just a high beat. But again, when it comes to Chinese movements, that reliability isn't there. Good morning, Kevin from Florida. How you doing, Kevin? Thank you for joining. Glad you could join. And I got to apologize to everyone once again for the resolution. I can see it's not very sharp or very clear, and it's really kind of annoyed me, to be honest. But it's this crappy YouTube stuff which doesn't seem to focus. So I can only apologize. Look at that. There's no sharp stuff there. What is going on, man? Is there some settings I can do? Nope. No. Anyway. So yeah, so as I said, in terms of dimensions and specs, exactly the same as the MM200 that I did, so there's no difference there. But does anybody want me to go through the dimensions while you are here? Let me know. I've got my caliper here, so I can do that. Specs: sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, fully loomed, of course. You're so modern, have you? So to answer the question was asked, have I had any issues with my Saab mod? For those of you guys that are aware, I did modify a Saab 33, Saab 35 into a Saab 37 with a pink salmon dial from Uncle Seiko. No issues with it. I love it. I wear it occasionally. I just don't, if I put it on, I don't hardly ever take it off. So yeah, loads of compliments. It's an odd dial color to have, to be honest. And I think Seiko, I have all the salmon dials out there. Seiko have got it just right. I think everybody's tried to copy it. They haven't really got that shade or tone right, but that's probably me just being biased because I saw it on Seiko first. But yeah, going back to the Rmalti, trying to stay on track. Yeah, sharp applied hour markers, polish, same great quality. Yeah, they've got a very, very good level of build quality on here. No issues there. I've had this one on for a few days, that starry dial, and not a problem. So I think this is going to be quite popular because you've got the Seiko NH34 out there. In terms of price, the main thing, so this is going for £244, which would be around $280, I think, in today's currency. But I don't think that's an expensive price if you compare it to San Martin, for example. And San Martin using the Hansa 6460 movement or the PT5000, those watches go up to £300. In terms of build quality, is it like the San Martin? In terms of the watch face and the case, yes. I think the bracelet, San Martin just have a slight edge on it. They've got a I think better clasp, but it's not bad, the bracelet, at all. As I said, it's slightly edgy, but so are a lot of San Martin watches. The only thing I'd say that I've noticed on this MM200 is the clasp only gives you 3 micro adjusts, and it's not enough. I mean, it depends on your size of the wrist you have. And mine's is 6.5 inches, and what I found is I removed all the links that I needed to. I've put it on the smallest micro adjust, and I've still got a gap, I think, bigger than what I kind of ideally like to have. So it's just still a touch loose. I haven't managed to get that perfect sort of fit. And if there was maybe 4 or 5 micro adjustment holes, I think that would have been better. But it definitely does do the job. That Rmalti design, I don't really like that. It's same as Pagani design, isn't it really? Should have just stuck to Rmalti on there. Hopefully they'll change that. But yeah, lots of new models coming from Rmalti. And I think that's it for the unboxing, unless anybody has some extra questions out there. Please let me know, shout them out in the comment section, and I can address them for you while I've got the watch here. As I said, the resolution is poor on YouTube, and I can't give you the details. You can't get a really good look at the dial or the handset, the finishing available. So I suppose you'll get that all on the actual review. Hand length looks proportionate, looks good, and the wearability on this watch. T, do you want to reply? Oh, can't you see the message? Where is that? Oh, here we go. Group test in 30 days. Yeah, why not? Miami, good morning. Philo, how you doing, mate? Okay, let's go down. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, wearability is great. The watch is 42 mil. Let's confirm that. Yeah, 42 millimeters, and lug to lug is 48.5. Thickness, it's going to be just slightly thick, but it is supposed to be a dive watch. 14.3 millimeters. And yeah, wearability is great. You can see it's on my 6.5-inch wrist. Does not look oversized. Fits well. I just wish there was a bit more of a taper, I suppose, on the bracelet. So the bracelet is 20 mil, and it comes down to like 18. So it's standard 2 mil taper, but if it went down to like 16, I think that would have made it look maybe a little bit nicer. But that's what we have. So the E19 GMT homage is yes. So to let you guys know, I think pretty much most of the releases that Rmalti are doing, I have reached out to them. I should be getting them in as and when they get released. But about the newer GMTs, they're not ready yet. They are listed on their site, but they will be ready at the end of October. But keep an eye on the store. Every day they're just pulling out new models. Looks so bloody good. The opposition, the Oppo, how you doing? You okay? Yes, it does look good. It does. Yeah, and a lot of the times I think the GMT is more so aesthetics than usability. Like I said, I've got no reason to use one, but people that frequently travel or deal with different time zones, if you've got family in a different country, it's always handy to have, and just something to kind of watch out for, because I know a lot of people who migrate and just say work in the UK, you've got family in different countries, then yeah, it's going to work because you can keep track of the time. But build quality is good, guys. I've got to give it to them. I still haven't done the full review on this RM001, but there's been a few reviews out there anyway, and the watch is incredible. I can't really say too much about this. It's just made so damn well, and anybody who's got one, who's seen the reviews, definitely can agree. And this is the thing with AliExpress, a watch built to this level, what would you pay if it was from a brand that people recognized or a popular brand? I'm assuming you'd pay close to £1,000, if not more. Just look at the King Seiko. The King Seiko is just under 1,500 Great British pounds for not even a high beat movement. So that's kind of says quite a lot of things there. So that's it from me, guys. I got nothing else to say. Any other questions before we cut off this live? What do we have? They need to standardize the logo. Yeah, Rio, agree with you. They need to get rid of this dumbass Pagani design thing on the bottom. Philo, yeah, thank you, Philo. Always appreciate all your comments. Yeah, they will rebrand, but not to the level that you think, Rio, or what people might assume. They're not going to totally change the name. They are going towards Rmalti, Rimalti, which will make it easier to say. I think when it comes to brand names, I like to call them as I see them. So I'll make a lot of mistakes. I don't know what should be silent, what shouldn't be silent. There's a lot of different languages at play here. But yeah, it'll definitely be called Rmalti. The cutoff point, as I said, I don't know. I asked them for which model, do we look at before the name changes? And they couldn't really answer the question, but I think it's going to be in a few months, because right now they do have quite a lot of variants out there before they make the name change. So thank you for everyone who joined in. Sorry it wasn't as clear as I'd hoped. I don't know what's going on. I'll look into this further. So, I've got quite a few watches to unbox. I've had some more coming today, and I might make this kind of regular, at least when I've got the level of watches to unbox. Sorry, and it gives you guys a chance to look while I'm doing it and ask any live questions. And of course, sorry, I'll also link in the description the watch I've unboxed and any related variants, because I just mentioned at the start of the live, they have got another variant to this which looks equally as great. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the full review of this, if not another video coming up very soon. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. So cheers all.